tell me, hey, you're gonna go die and go to hell. At least I won't be lonely.
These days, Arthur Shawcross has all the time in the world to sit around and shoot the breeze. He's serving 25 life terms for murder. He likes telling jokes, and if you ask him about the phrase serial killer, he's got a quick response.
What, corn cereals? You should read my poem I wrote on cereals.
He likes talking about movies.
Psycho? I didn't really enjoy the singing there.
But he mixes things up, like the name of Hitchcock's killer, Norman Bates.
You know, maybe because my name is Arthur also.
Wait, what was the guy's name?
Arthur Bates.
It's been 10 years since Shawcross was convicted of killing 11 women in upstate New York. For Dr. Dorothy Lewis, his trial left behind unfinished business.
Let me tell you why I wish you had seen Shawcross at the time of his trial.
She still wants to prove that Shawcross's brain is seriously damaged. Damage she believes is a root cause of his terrible crimes.
Because I don't think he's ever had a really good neurologic examination. In terms of his history, he had several head injuries. One was a blow to the head from a discus, and a blow to the head with a sledgehammer.
I don't know what's wrong with me. That's why I'm waiting for Dr. Pincus. Sometimes I wonder, as ridiculous as it sounds, if I was tampered with in some way.
The New York State Department of Corrections allowed Dr. Jonathan Pincus to conduct a full neurological exam of Shawcross at his maximum security prison in Sullivan County.
Got a dent right in your head here. Yeah. Is it the sledgehammer? It's beyond the hairline, so it's hard to see. And there's a big scar over on the other side. See it right there?
That's where the distance hit.
Yeah. There's some scars here.
A physical exam provides corroborating evidence for what's also seen in Shawcross's MRIs.
This white spot right here in the frontal white matter is the part that I was talking about. That's abnormal. Multiple sclerosis could look like that, but there's no history of anything like that. There is a history of head trauma to that part of the brain. That's what the cause of it is, in all likelihood.
Another series of tests tell Dr. Pincus how Shawcross's brain is functioning.
All right, close your eyes and tell me where I touched you, okay?
Left cheek.
Anywhere else?
No.
Okay, try again. When I touched his face and his arm simultaneously, he only felt it on his face. That was a positive face hand test. In other words, he's ignored the more distal of two sensory stimuli. He was not concentrating on the stimuli. Palm, fist, side. Palm, fist, side. Look how you do it. No, palm first. No, when you do the fist, do it this way. Palm, fist, side. Good. His memory's fine. It's his concentration that's affected, and that's the pattern that you see in frontal deficits. Hard.
That's it.
Do stronger than it. There seems to be a cyst in the right temporal lobe. What's black is spinal fluid, and what's gray is brain in this view, which is like a cut through kind of the middle of the brain, and this black represents spinal fluid. It's a natural cavity within the brain, but it's too large as compared with the other side. That would ordinarily not be considered significant, except for the fact that there is a spiking discharge on the EEG that identifies that part of the brain, the anterior temporal lobe, as being a site of electrical abnormality. Shawcross had several neurologic abnormalities that were quite significant. The most important of them was that he had a right Babinski reflex. That means when I stroked the bottom of his right foot, the big toe went up. Just a slight movement, a few millimeters. That indicates that there is disease of a major tract in the brain on the opposite side. There's a deficit. There could be no controversy over that. Could be no controversy over that. The only issue is what's the relationship between the brain damage, demonstrable brain damage, and the behavior. And people who think that there is no relationship between them would say that there are other people who have similar brain damage who aren't murderers. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But you take the background of abuse that Arthur Shawcross has had and combine it with this brain damage, and that's the reason that he is Arthur Shawcross.
What can you learn from all that?
Well, I can give you a little summary of it.
I imagine somewhere down the road it might be able to help somebody else.
That's right. Most people who are abused don't do anything bad. And as a matter of fact, even you, most of the time, you were just looking like an ordinary citizen, behaving like an ordinary citizen. But I think that had you not had brain damage, which you do have, of a neurological kind, I don't think that you would have given in to that urge. If you'd only had brain damage and hadn't had that experience of abuse as a child, I don't think that there would have been any urge to bottle up. But the combination of the neurologic damage, which you unquestionably had, and the terrible experiences in childhood, was what made you dangerous at certain times in your life. And if there is a message, it would be that the abuse of children is a societal problem. Society has to be interested in that and do something about it.
Can new scientific research allow us to look inside the minds of murderers? That's next.